In 2018, Xbox Game Studios was established, and since then, the platform has grown from essentially 3 franchises to nearly 50, with 23 studios working on games. In that time, the vacancy of first-party exclusives has been mired in delays, multiplats, and empty promises, even during the launch of a new console. Xbox is facing a new problem, one that is going to make Xbox fans really excited, and the launch of one of the best eras in video game history. This is Colteastwood. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Xbox's roadmap for first-party studio games that they've revealed and some of the information we have for their studio release schedule. If you end up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content, and let's look at Xbox's roadmap from 2022 and beyond. The wait is over. Today we will look at all 23 studios and their roadmap according to development time, and look how each year for the remainder of the generation will be packed with games and how often you can expect them. Let's get one thing out in the open. One of the main issues with Xbox Game Studios over the past 4 years is that it seems like half of the studios have been busy delivering multi-platform or exclusive games to PlayStation. In Exile with Wasteland 3, Double Fine with Psychonauts 2, and Obsidian with Outer Worlds, and Bethesda Softworks with Skyrim Anniversary. Arcane and Tango Gameworks with Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, exclusive to PlayStation. Games no longer take 2 to 3 years to make like we saw in the Xbox 360 and PS3 generation. Games now take 5 to 6 years to complete, now due to elevated demands on graphics, motion capture performance, game sizes and length, and the expectations for groundbreaking above and beyond tech that fans expect to surpass the work of other games. There are a few studios that won't be covered in this video because they create smaller mobile-only games or support major game development under Xbox Studios. Let's start with Turn 10. They are now on a 3 to 4 year development cycle and have decided to make Forza Motorsport a service-based, larger series with massive updates built off the best racing engine in the business. The lighting, visuals, and physics are set to be industry-leading with a new foundation expanded upon with new events, tracks, and cars, instead of semi-annualizing the game with a new number and a new coat of paint. Expect regular updates twice per year, with Turn 10 supporting this new game over the next 10 years as planned. Compulsion Games completed the crowdfunded We Happy Few in 2016 and currently are working on a AAA budgeted third-person dark fantasy game codenamed Project Midnight. Since Xbox is footing the bill, we can expect a faster, more reliable development time than crowdfunding, and we will see this game release in early 2024. Mojang has failed to deliver on the 4K enhanced Minecraft from last generation or the ray trace enhancement for Minecraft for this generation, but the team is set to deliver Minecraft Legends, a new strategy game to surpass Minecraft Dungeons. Minecraft Legends is set to release in 2023 in the first part of the year. Tango Gameworks has Ghostwire Tokyo, a former PlayStation exclusive, coming new to Xbox in early 2023, and Arcane Leon has Deathloop, which was on PlayStation, but now finally new to Xbox this holiday in 2022. Arcane Austin, the main team, has REDFALL coming in early 2023, and we have seen extended gameplay with details about this being a true single-player game, but also meant to play with friends, with your own progression and multiple builds in the RPG mechanics. It's a true open world, and impressed with extra time for a quality experience we can expect from Arcane Austin. Of course, Bethesda Softworks has Starfield coming mid or later in 2023, and we've seen a good portion of gameplay, and Todd Howard has explained that Elder Scrolls VI is midway through development, and with 4 years of pre-production out of the way, we may see Elder Scrolls VI ready for release in 2025, more likely than we would in 2026. This puts the planned Fallout 5 on a schedule for 2027, but still with a long set console generation for the Xbox Series S and X. Ninja Theory, more than any other studio, has been taking their sweet time detailing the world and getting industry-leading motion capture and creating probably the most realistic, surreal-looking AAA game ever made, including 6K bird poop. But with Hellblade 2: Senua's Saga, Ninja Theory is on year 5 of development and is likely to be shown at the end of the year for late 2024 release date. Undead Labs is experiencing management changes, reapproaches to make State of Decay 3 bigger and better than the more indie-styled predecessors. Expect a full 5-year dev cycle for the third game, with a release date landing at around early 2024. Rare certainly takes their time with game releases, and Everwild is definitely in the oven for the long haul. It was rumored in 2020 that the game was being reworked to implement more conflict and combat in the world-building fantasy game. With the team split between this and their content for Sea of Thieves, we can expect Everwild to finally be ready around 2024. In Exile, they've spent 4 years developing Wasteland 3 for Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. Currently, they are working on Project Cobalt, a first-person steampunk RPG, with motion capture performance elevating the production to AAA. They announced work starting in 2020 and have a release date set for 2023, but this is likely shifted 1 extra year to early 2024. Double Fine released Psychonauts 2 as a multiplat under crowdfunding in 2017, giving the studio 4 years to complete. Currently, they are working on a brand new multiplayer IP, so we can expect to see it sometime in early 2025. Obsidian Entertainment is about to launch the full version of Grounded at the end of September this year in 2022, but the main team is working on 2 major AAA games. The first is Avowed, a first-person fantasy RPG which Jez Corden of Windows Central calls a colorful modern Skyrim from the talent in the Pillars of Eternity universe. Avowed has been in development about 3 years, and alpha gameplay has been seen by insiders, and with some leadership changes and an extra year asked for development and polish. Avowed has added huge boss battles, major factions to align or betray, and like a Bethesda game, you'll be able to kill off any key character you want to make your own. Sounds like Avowed is coming holiday 2024. Outer Worlds 2 is in development from Obsidian and gives Xbox another major AAA space RPG to launch long after Starfield. Outer Worlds 2 is only in pre-production and set to launch around 2026 or even 2027. Machine Games is working on development of Indiana Jones with Lucas Games on a third-person action exploration shooter with top-tier AAA visuals and production set in 1937, directly after the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark. This game has not been shown yet and started development in 2020, so we may not see Indiana Jones on the release schedule until 2025. The Coalition has put Gears 6 on hold while they ramp up Unreal Engine 5 for their new IP that has been in the works since 2020. So we won't see whatever it is they're working on and ready to release until 2025. Playground's other team, the RPG studio working on Fable, is reportedly behind schedule working through their new reimagining of the fantasy series. Leaks and reports have flooded in that Fable has been in the works since early 2018, and with well over 4 years of development already, the RPG is fine-tuning the world and mechanics in Forza tech. Fable is likely set for 2024, 2 years from now, so we can expect Xbox to showcase for the first time in-engine a look of the world and environment and visuals next year. This will be taking an open-world action RPG on Xbox, and they want us to know that Fable is very much alive, but not quite ready. The Initiative has partnered with Crystal Dynamics to create Perfect Dark, which has been modernized to be a Deus Ex meets Zero Dark 30, a first-person parkour and stealth game with John Wick-like takedowns, hacking, and subterfuge. Daryl Gallagher, the creative power behind the Tomb Raider reboot, with his leadership and Crystal Dynamics talent, means we can finally see Joanna's Perfect Dark reimagining in 2023 with a release date of late 2024. Xbox Game Studios, with their 23 teams, not counting the global publishing teams that are working on a handful of games over the next couple of years, looking at the roadmap for first-party exclusives for Xbox, and it appears that even with conservative estimates, the frequency of games coming out will be often throughout the year, which is a far cry from what they have done in 2022, and much better than they did last generation. It's unfortunate that Xbox Game Studios have seen so many delays, And seeing Xbox decide now to give games more time instead of rushing so they can get that better quality. Xbox plans to close 2023 with Activision and Blizzard on the menu, and most of their games will be exclusive to Xbox. The roadmap looks completely stacked, and it all starts after a long wait, with 23 to 25 games set to launch over the next few years, all from Xbox first-party studios. Playing them all will take up most of our time, and that doesn't even include the next new set of studio acquisitions they're planning to add next year. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I've made quite a few of these videos talking about all the games Xbox Game Studios are working on and some that Global Publishing are doing and the partnered third-party exclusives. But I wanted to talk about all the stuff from their first party because that's been my major concern, well, for a long time, but especially this year, with Stalker, an exclusive launch game that was delayed probably till next year, and REDFALL and Starfield. The only major AAA games for Xbox have been pushed to next year, and never in 20 years history with Xbox have they ever had a year where they just really didn't have something from their first party studios. And not enough is said on this channel. On my podcast, I've made quite a few complaints, but there's so much to be excited about and a lot of stuff that I'm glad is being delayed so it lands much better than things like Sea of Thieves did at launch or Halo Infinite. So I'm really glad. If you end up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content that'll be up weekly. And if you want to further support the work that I do, you can join all of the channel members right below here. They get early access to videos like this, some 12 hours before they go up live. Also, you get entered into monthly giveaway for merch. And those are shirts that I've designed and that show off X&C podcast or games and other different designs that I put up there. There's a link in the description. And like I said, if you want to hear more on the X&C podcast, that's a weekly show that goes up Monday night Pacific time. And there I have Gaz, my co-host, and we talk about the weekly news and go into other long, in-depth discussions about everything that's going on and get a chance to kind of vent our frustrations and hear from you, the viewer, and the people in the chat that contribute to that show. Thank you so much. But I want to know in the comments section right now what you think of this roadmap. I spent a lot of time creating this graphic as well as grabbing all the information that Xbox has shared and their studio frequency and how much time it takes for them to put out games. But to create that graphic that shows how all the games are spread out and how they're going to have to line them up according to spring, summer, fall, and holiday release schedules. Let me know what you're most excited about to see from Xbox Game Studios. And while you're there, please try to keep it civil. Boy, there are some crazy fights that go on Twitter and, online. And I might have been in a few of them, but you have to remember, as I always say, be nice.